So apparently our beautiful baby chicks are arriving tomorrow and nothing is ready for them. So this is going to be a very big build day.
A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video, but more on that later.
So here's the problem I have. The shipping containers are fully off-grid. We are not connected to any source of electricity apart from our solar panels and our batteries. So what I'm thinking is we build an off-grid weatherproof chick brooder that's possible to heat with limited electricity, meaning it's got to be heavily insulated. And it's got to be predator proof so the baby chicks can survive the coyotes. Plus, I'd like the structure to be on wheels so I can move it around the land over the years. I'm envisioning kind of like a mini barn where our little chicks can survive sub-freezing temperatures until they are fully feathered and ready for pasture. So this right here is my workshop. It's a bit of a wreck, but we do have solar panels over there, batteries underneath with an inverter, and I think this could be a nice little home for our baby chicks. Just needs a little bit of a tidy. There we go. That is so much better. Now we have a spot to build. The design is actually a little complicated, but I think it's gonna be awesome. What I'm thinking is I want the roof to be able to open, because for the first 5 weeks, it'll be really nice to be able to check on them. And if you open a side, I feel like they'll all jump right out. But if you open the roof before they can fly, I feel like that's a safe, easy way to open it up. So I'm realizing as I build this, there's a couple major design flaws, but this is honestly my absolute favorite part, tinkering with the design. You kind of have a vision in your head and then you actually build it, and it's usually very, very different. This is why I think architects should work construction jobs, because there's a huge disconnect between the people who build stuff and the people who design stuff. And doing both jobs, it's very humbling. So I realized my roof is gonna be way too heavy, I think, to have a hinged roof. So I have two options. One is I could hinge half the roof, kind of have like a roof that levers up. That could work. The second option is I have a whole side door that opens out. That could also work. I'm gonna think about it. So these will get mounted like this, and you can just open the whole roof.
Oh, so you can peek in.
You can peek in.
Yay!
And like really
yeah, that's the best part. This is so exciting!
Right?
The food operation is back on track.
It's a lot because it's like most people just
I
do this in a
know.
bathtub
Yeah.
in their house.
Yeah.
So it's like
A little extra.
And we will blow it up.
oh, you're gonna blow up my ship?
Yeah.
Wow.
Your two there.
Both my ships.
Yeah. I just it down.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Wow. Go Max. The chickens are gonna love it.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna love that Max painted it. We even put a bunch of love in for the chicken to eat up.
They can eat up your love.
I thought they eat it up with their mouths.
Yum.
If you want to be nimble, my roll makes you way more nimble.
You got a nice nimble roller, right?
Yeah, you have a nice flow roller.
Trade?
My mom texted us a little series of images today. And 4 years ago today, Lou and my dad were building this wall tent. I was super pregnant with Max. It's May 4th, so I was like just 2 weeks away from having my first baby. And it's just such a moment of what the last 4 years have been. And it's so cool. I think that Lou transformed this wall tent from that kind of initial, what we thought would be like a place for us to live or a guest tent or kind of like a glamping option, to a workshop. It's so functional now, and he's getting to use it so often. Yeah, it feels really, honestly, really big to think about where we were 4 years ago, putting this thing together, about to enter parenthood for the first time, and now we've got this huge kid. painting a brooder box. Pretty special.
This is where Leia's trapped.
That will you one tap. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, you can keep going.
Yeah.
Alright? You make improvements to the plan like you always do, okay?
I will make improvement to the prison.
I'm showing the camera how cool your art is. Oh man, I feel like my mini brooder coop has kind of spiraled out of control. It's a way bigger project than I thought. I'm already into day 2, but the chicks haven't shipped yet apparently, so I got really, really lucky. And I realized that this is actually gonna have a way better use going forward. I had a really good idea last night about how we could use all of this effort, and I think it's gonna be incredible. But right now, I'm working on closing up the structure, then we can get the corrugate on there and wrap up this project. Man, oh man, Lou really knows how to overbuild a coop. So I just checked the tracking and it turns out our baby chicks are in Philly right now, which means I have at least this entire day to get this little mini chicken coop brooder build done. It's gonna be a very, very useful little contraption for us because we can use it to grow all of our meat birds until they get fully feathered and they're ready to go outside. And I realized we could use it for when we want to expand the amount of hens we have. This can be like a mini hen house for new hens because we really, really want to build our own little micro-local kind of like assortment of hens, potentially with our own hatched eggs in the future. And this is definitely a step in the right direction. Oh, design flaw. There we go. Yahoo! So I was trying to go low electric with this special type of heat lamp bulb that doesn't emit any light. Apparently the chicks like it better, but it's not warm at all. It's like lukewarm in here, and next week the temperatures are gonna drop down below freezing again. So went to Tractor Supply, got the bulbs that everybody uses. We'll see. I might get a dimmer switch so that I can turn them down once it gets warmer, because most people just raise them up, but since we have limited electricity, I feel like it makes more sense to dim them if possible. So these are little heat pads. Our friend Joe told me about them. They use very, very little electricity, but it's kind of like an infrared heat. So it's actually very, very warm, even though it doesn't feel warm. There we go. In the center, we got 100 degrees. Chicks are 95. Want to see our baby chick?
Noah says I'm here.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Max. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is such a moment. That window is so cute.
Yeah, I made that for Max and Willa.
Wait, and Mom. Dad brought Tractor Supply to the house. Oh my gosh. You want to go in there? They are so cute. Oh
They're so cute. Dad made them in a big barn. They have a heat lamp. They have a window. They make us meet.
They're making us meet, you're right. It's so fun to have a little window to check on them. And I think the tinkering has worked and they're warming up. I feel like this is the beginning of a new chapter. Raising animals properly. And it's also so sweet that the wall tent is living on.
So apparently they're all huddling under the heat lamp. It's too cold, but there's a plate underneath that heats as well. And they are eating and drinking. So I think it's okay. There's really no way to make it any warmer. So I think they're just gonna have to warm up, go eat, drink, and then warm up and kind of loop around like that because it's like 35, 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside today. So I've been keeping an eye on my baby chicks all day, and 3 of them look like they're not doing so well. Oh, God. The shipping took so long. I should have just gone to pick them up. The farm had an option for pickup, but it's like a 5-hour drive. And I thought it would be like same-day shipping. But they went all the way from the farm to Philly, and it took them 3 days to get here. It was only a 5-hour trip. I added another heat lamp in there, so hopefully that helps them. I don't know if I have enough electricity to run 2 heat lamps through the night, but we have enough for now, so. I don't know if you can hear how quiet it is in here now, but I added a second heat lamp in there and the chicks are so happy. I think they were kind of in distress when they arrived. The post office was really cold. They were in shipping conditions for almost 3 whole days, and now they seem really, really happy. It's kind of incredible how much joy this experience is bringing me. I really, really, really like it. First night for the little baby chicks in the wall tent. It's gonna be pretty cold tonight. I think it's probably gonna get below freezing. So hopefully this system works for them. This is a very nerve-wracking process. It makes you feel very, very alive.
Oh my God, they're so cute. Hello, little chickies. Do you think they go to sleep?
Yeah, they are sleeping.
A lot of them, but some of them are awake. Like, will they sleep like for nighttime?
No, I think the red lights mess them up. That's why people don't like these lights. That's why I was trying to do they have like a heat lamp version without the light.
Oh yeah, that's confusing. So
The chicks had their very first night in my brooder set up in the wall tent. And now we're gonna go take a look. I've been keeping an eye on them with my baby monitor. And yeah, we'll see. So it looks like we might have lost 1 chick. Honestly, I think I'm gonna blame that on the really long shipping. We're gonna start a new count right now moving forward and we'll see how we do. But 1 out of 57 is okay. Very, very sad, but okay. I think it's just part of it.
it is either day 3 or day 4 of baby chicks. Which day?
Day 3.
It is day 3 of baby chicks, and I have not gotten to hold one yet, and that is my mission. Dad has, but Mom has not. Oh, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Hi.
So this is what a 1-week-old ranger looks like. The feathers are starting to come in. All right, so the chicks are officially 1 week old today, which feels like a pretty big accomplishment. It got down to 30 degrees Fahrenheit last night, which I'm hoping is the coldest it will get from now on going forward. I think every day is just gonna get warmer and warmer and warmer, and that might have been the last cold day of the year. Inside the brooder, I put a sensor that measures the temperature, and I have it not directly under the heat lamp, but to the side of it, and that got down to 65 degrees Fahrenheit last night. So we can review the baby monitor footage, but I'm pretty sure they were all huddled very close to the bottom of that heat lamp. I had 2 heat lamps going, one at 100%, the other at 75%, and no birds died. So I feel like we had that one at the very, very beginning. That was probably just due to transport, 3 days USPS. And now, hopefully, we're in really good shape. They're eating like little lions. There was like a switch that got flipped on day 4, and they eat so fast.
Exciting times. Our friends just brought over some baby chickens that they can't keep. So we're gonna add some birds to the flock. I think there's 5. 5?
Yeah.
5 extra babies. Let's see.
Oh,
They're so cute. Hey, they're a little older.
could I please it?
Please see? Yeah, of course. I'll show you.
Hi. They're really.
Wow.
No, they have
Yeah, they got some feathers.
They look almost the same.
They look like very similar.
but their neck is a little more skinny.
Their neck is a little skinnier. Okay.
Yeah, there's one that was kind of like, my heart is racing. Nice to meet you, little chicken.
Hi, that was fun.
They are a little darker.
Yeah.
And a little like
Oh, they're kind of tall.
skinnier,
Yeah,
skinnier so body. tall and
Yeah.
skinny, the rooster.
That's good.
Wow. Yeah, it just kind of
Yeah.
started getting taller like 3 days ago. It really started standing
But
out.
look, you can see the difference. Like,
Yeah, you can tell them
they're
apart.
darker, a little skinnier. You're right, Max, longer neck.
So this is what a 2-week-old Ranger looks like. 177 grams. So this right here is a 3-week-old Ranger. These birds are growing so fast right now. It's incredible. I feel like the first 3 days of this process were very intense, and after that it's been pretty smooth sailing. It takes me, I would say, 5 minutes a day of maintenance. 315 grams. They are eating like little lions. Today is Monday, May 25th. These videos are coming out in real time. So this is kind of where the journey ends. The next step for them will be to move outside to a way bigger, nicer setup with access to pasture and bugs and all that good stuff. I still have to build that. I'm going to build that this week. Yeah, it's been an absolutely incredible process so far. Thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. As we get ready to launch our new course, Cooking with Littles, I've been tinkering with the final layout and design so that things run as smoothly as possible for all my tired parents out there. I really like how the template Squarespace has set up for online courses automatically comes with nice little buttons where you can easily include downloadable resources like the free mini cookbook we created with recipes that Max and Dana love cooking together. There's also a complete and continue button, which is a nice touch to make the user experience simple and streamlined. Templates like this really allow us to focus on the creative parts of the process, and it becomes as simple as editing some text, a few images, and then putting it all together in an afternoon or two. Or in my case, at 4:30 in the morning before the family wakes up and house construction begins. So if you'd like to start your own website or online store, head to squarespace.com/wildweroam for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.